In an era where content shapes opinions and influences action, we bridge the information gap between the public and decision makers. We showcase best practices, success stories, untold challenges, and practical solutions in today's modern business landscape. Our conversations are now segmented into 5. Industry Insights is where we focus on conversations with business leaders on how they are influencing policy as well as how they are contributing to Kenya's economic development. In the SME Diaries, we showcase real-life stories of how different small and medium enterprises are contributing to Kenya's GDP in different sectors. Then, the Youth and Jobs Corner is where we show you how different stakeholders are contributing to job creation and also showcase opportunities for youth employment and their inclusion in economic progress. Through the circular conversations, this is where we bring guests who are redefining business values and tackling the triple planetary crisis of pollution, biodiversity loss, and climate change. And finally, the Mkenya Daima segment dives into governance issues with the aim of inspiring Kenyans towards peaceful coexistence and shared prosperity. This is the voice of the private sector in Kenya. Welcome to another episode of KEPSA Exchange Podcast. And today we are in a circular conversation segment where we are talking about period poverty, a conversation that a lot of us shy away from because it is not too comfortable. But here today with this conversation, we hope to make it comfortable so that a lot of you actually understand what girls go through because of periods. Because can you imagine that 1 out of 5 girls miss out on school every month because of periods? And that translates to about 30% who end up dropping out of their education because of period poverty. Our guest today is going to help us break out those numbers by giving us real life stories of the girls that she has worked with, and her initiative Together for Better Foundation has transformed the lives of about 70,000 girls across the country by providing them with reusable sanitary towels, which eventually gave them access to education. Dr. Aruna Barsani, I got it. Karibu to the show.
Thank you.
Please tell us, how real are these numbers?
They're very, very accurate because I personally have interacted with the girls and I have collected data by visiting 30 counties across Kenya. And these are very tangible data, and we do have a need assessment data and also impact data. So they're very accurate.
And how does it work? Okay, let me just first maybe ask, why is it so uncomfortable still? And I go to the supermarket, or I go to a duka, and especially the local shops when you're buying sanitary towels, and they still insist on covering them up for you. You know, it's like something that shouldn't be seen. It's like something that we should be ashamed of. So why is this conversation years later still so uncomfortable in our African context?
I will say it's not only African, Josephine. It's worldwide. Even in India, it happens. When a lady go to the pharmacies to buy the sanitary towel, they wrap it in a newspaper or hide it under the sari, the attire we wear it.
Yeah.
So it's culture-based practices has been come through in different areas.
When some actually cover it with, you see the packet of unga.
Yes, we really hide it, and you feel like, what did you just pass it under the table? It's not something special we need to. When you do such a way, actually you attracting more people to watch what's happening, right?
Yep.
Because they find it something fishy.
Yep.
Right? But it's a culturally we are practicing it. There is a taboo around, and there's a myth and beliefs around this also that it only belongs to women. There's nothing to do with man. Though the seller can be a man, but still a woman will shy away to ask for sanitary towels.
Yes.
The seller, the supermarket person or a duka, the local dukas, he must be selling almost 10 to 100 pads a day.
Mm-hmm.
So how many times he's hiding that conversation? You see, he's actually ready to open up and have a conversation. But are we women ready to talk? Are we ready to educate the men also? Or to say that I want this company pad and this size of the pad and this strength of the pad I want. We don't talk. We only say I want pad. The shopkeeper actually had to analyze that what type of pads she's looking for, because there's so much variety of pads and companies and sizes comes through also. So these are the myths and beliefs, but also when we talk about break silence, it's also women needs to now talk about it. Because if we don't educate, shopkeeper will not know what we want.
Yes. And with the social media age, you see a lot of memes about, guys who say when my lady sends me to get her sanitary towels, and you see all these kinds of reactions, not being comfortable asking for the other lady which one works best and stuff like that, or even around the hormonal imbalances, the pains, the mood swings. A lot of that conversation goes on, and I just wonder, when that gets to the girl on the ground, how have you seen them manage? Ama, what was actually the first thing that you saw that you went like, something has to change and I have to be one of the people who actually change this narrative?
If in my learning, it has to be changed by woman first. Because I biologically receive that menses, right? If I don't talk, you will not know, even if you are a woman. So how will a man know who is not even perioding it? Isn't it? So it happens from men to woman, from parents to a child, educator to the child student, and ministry to the people. So this has to happen change. I have come across where men actually show the emotion that when he was sent by his wife to the supermarket to buy the sanitary towel, he was scared to go to the section of pads. When I asked him why, because you exactly knew which company you are picking up and everything, he said, when I go there, the other 5 women who are in that section will look at me as some different eyesight, and I'll be maybe a victim there. So he's very sensitive to even go to the section of pads. So everybody needs to change. When I saw the conversation at student level in schools, that they don't even have education on menstrual health. Though they learn the syllabus in their curriculum.
And though we know that it's still going to come, and they learn about every other discussion about reproductive health apart from...
But we surpass so fast that we don't take them in the details what happens. Where every woman menstrual cycle is so different, right? At least we have to generalize something there, not just to take the sentence by sentence and finish the topic as fast as possible. So everybody needs to contribute this. And I've seen the gap between everywhere, family to the child, ministry to the public. I've seen even educator to the student. There are so many gaps.
We don't shy away to buy nappies. We don't shy away from buying diapers. And yet they dispose of one of the most disgusting. So is it the blood?
It's not the blood. It's, again, I'll say it's a culture space we are in. We have portrayed that when you are in your menses, you're dirty. But when you poo in your diaper, you're not dirty. See? This is how it's been gone down to the girls also. So many girls, when I interact with them and I ask them, because I promote for reusable sanitary towels, and sometimes I do see the reaction in my audience who are students, who are girls. And I feel like I need to ask the immediate question that, do you feel dirty to wash your own pad? I do get reaction sometimes, no, we don't feel, but I can read out there is out of 80 girls, there are 4 or 5 are still not saying anything. That means they do feel dirty. Then I ask them one question. You wear undergarment, right? Do you feel dirty when you wash that one? No. Then what's wrong? And this is the blood which is pure from your own body. You're not washing for someone else. So why do you feel dirty? Because this is how conversation has been passed through the women around them, the girls around them, or maybe a teacher who educate for similar things that you are dirty. You need to go home. When they are in menses and they can't manage well.
Yeah. We will come to the conversation about the reusable towels,
Yeah.
because I know now some people are starting to wonder, washing my own pad. We will come to that, because
Okay.
that's one of the solutions that you have given to the whole scarcity of lack of accessibility to the pads. But I want to touch on the fact that if you go online today and search period for poverty or menstrual management, you'll see a lot of organizations from NGOs, international and local, advocating for accessibility to that. Every now and then you will see the government handing out free towels. But my period doesn't come 3 months in a year. So if you give me free towels for 3 months in a year, and then what am I supposed to do for the rest of the year? I'm talking about, period poverty. We're talking about, not being able to actually afford a packet of pads, which costs what, from now 65 bob and above, from the cheapest, I think
70 above.
70 and above. So for a girl who is actually in a community where putting food on the table is a problem, affording a packet of pads, and then the government or an NGO or something comes and hands over for 1 month and disappears. What is that girl supposed to do? And then we just see, a big campaign about we handed over. In fact, now that we are in a campaigning period for politicians, that becomes part of it.
Yeah.
Then what happens?
I do see girls suffering in that space because one packet a period is not enough. So we have not managed the hygiene well. We are more at a risk of allergies and rashes, maybe even cervical cancer. Or some areas I have seen also girl wash single-use pad and dry it and wear it again. But what we need to do is practically, and the sad part is when I see organization who is run by women and still undermining those count of pads for one period, did you really practically think about it before you hand out, right? Or are you really looking for only the statistic and data as you are collecting it?
Yeah.
One packet per period is not enough unless it's reusable. But the single-use pad, a girl at least require 1.5 packet to 2 packet. Depends on her flow and length of period. Because there are 3 days, there are 7 days, there are 5 days periods also, right? So one packet is not enough. What we need to do is now, Josephine, there's something I've learned about it in my 13 years of space, that you can't undermine someone. What is poverty? Not having education, not having access to the product, not even affordability, right? These are all element comes in a poverty, not only money, right? Our counties are capable to manufacture these pads within their county. I've seen this possibility because every county have a TVET center if they want to make reusable, right? Innovations. Yeah, you're in innovation space. You see so many innovations are coming up. Why not this one? But are we really, really supporting those conversations on the county level? Yeah. Recently, I went to one of the county, Transoya County. A governor sat with me, and he had a productive conversation with me for 45 minutes. And his questions are very genuine, but direct to his county. If I get this kind of governors in every county, can you believe we can make it that sustainable? We don't have to wait for those only the undercounted pads given to the girls. And are you really helping the girl or putting the girl at more risk?
What is the saddest story that you've ever come across?
There are many. That's why what I do now. The saddest story, when girl was kept in a water stream area, running water area, because she has to keep herself hygiene. And this is Masai land. And with the time, we came to know that girls started disappearing in those areas. And we all know Masai lands are still in the wilderness. When we did little research with the other organizations and say what's happening, why the girls are missing, we came to know that she's been eaten by wild animals, because wild animals comes in the sunset time, drink water in that water stream area, and she's bleeding. So they smells blood miles away. That one is a sad story. The other one I have seen is a girl sit on a jerry can. So remember the jerry can, the 10 liters jerry cans, the smaller one. They cut the top part of jerry can, and she will sit there for 4 to 5 days to collect her blood. Other areas I've seen they dig hole on their compound, and she'll stay there for 4 to 5 days.
And these are real life stories?
They are there. Actually, I do have some of them. I have a footage also. I have pictures I've been sent. There's a girl who sent me a picture from, I think, Migori County, if I'm not wrong, but I have my picture with me. She used cow skin. So you remember normally they normally consume the meat, right? But then the outer skin, they dry it, then cut it in an underwear shape. They tie it two knots on the sides. The middle area between her thigh, they put wet sand, because wet sand will absorb that blood very quickly. And this is still happening. It's still happening. A girl been raped daily by 3 people, because she understands education is, this is the way I should go by. This is the natural, or this is the way I should go to school. Raped by so many people in a day, and then end of day, even family doesn't have time to have a conversation between mother and child or anything. It's very sad when you hear this, and I feel like more aggressive and more disturbed that when I said I want to save that girl, at least keep her in a school so she's safe out of everybody's this dangerous attacks she normally faces. So education needs to be really need to go to the ground level. We can't say by sitting in a city or what we are seeing in a city is exactly happening in the rural. No. Actually, I wrote a blog about a day life in a girl, a day in a girl life. When she sleeps, she has to protect herself because she's either staying with her grandparents or other family, because main family is busy in the city looking for bread and butter, right? After that, when she travels from home to school, she has to protect herself. On the road, nobody should attack her. When she goes to the school, she has to protect herself from the gatekeeper or maybe a teacher or maybe another man.
Yeah.
Again, in the evening, when she goes back, on her way back, if it's too dark, then she's almost scared that what time I should be at home. No, what will happen on the road while I'm commuting from home to school or school to home. So this is how she protects herself.
And sometimes I think we take for granted the privileges that we have in life, even.
Yes, we do. I believe in innovation, Josephine, but innovation has been taken for granted also.
Let's talk about that innovation that you have introduced to curb some of these situations.
Yes. So what happened is, it's been 13 years, my journey, and I shifted from my business to totally into the empowerment and entrepreneur space. And I said, what can I do here? Just giving pad is not a solution. 90% gap is education. 10% you are solving problem by providing pad. Again, that what type of pad you are giving and size of pad. So my idea was that how can I make it available for every girl, this pad? Few things keep coming to me, and then I came to the known that there is no policy for reusable pads. There is policy for the other menstrual product, but not reusable pads. So there are menstrual cups, there are tampons, there are single-use pad, and then all those. But for reusable pads, there was no policy. Now I started participating wherever the policymakers were meeting. I have traveled as far as Kisumu when there was Afri-City was happening. This is almost 7 years ago. And I started contributing. I did not know where I'm heading to. I just say I want to bring my voice. My voice was heard, not heard. I did not know those days. But I never stopped. Now, definitely with other organizations, other key people who have participated, we have a policy for reusable sanitary towels.
Yes.
Yes. So they are there. And after that, now I said, now how can I make it available for the girl who is also in a upper class family in a city? Because I used to get a lot of requests in my social media inbox that we want to buy these beds. Where can I get? Now, to create that platform, the one thing everyone think, or I would have even thought about, is supermarket or maybe retail store. How can I put it there? So what I did, without even getting KEPS, I had 2 or 3 friends who helped me to put it in their pharmacy. I never sold any. But I kept with my confidence. At least they'll see that there's something like this also, right? And I pulled back my product again and I said, no problem. But I got the review that they like it, but they don't have much knowledge about these pads again.
Yeah.
And not everybody is comfortable because, as we said earlier, innovation is taken for granted. The single-use pad are innovated for a reason.
Yeah.
But now what we have done is we're misusing the product.
Yeah.
We're using every day, isn't it? So that's how everybody has adopted it. So whenever whoever has come to that pharmacy, they didn't look at this product. But they were giving at least on site, and there was some little bit information to the pharmacies. And that gives me the confidence that now if I put the message or the comment I was getting from those 2-3 people and on my social media, the need is not only for underprivileged, the need is for every girl who needs it. So I said, what next I need to do? Again, I started going into the space, talking to the special people. Wherever I see there's a room to ask that question I used to ask. And I came to know to sell anything in Kenya, you need KEPS license. These are my learning. You know, my background is a teacher. I'm a teacher and I run a school. So this was not my space that I sell a product. So it was a learning. Then I came to know that it's KEPS where we need to. And I said, what do I need to do to get the KEPS? Then I came to know that you need to send your pad sample to the lab and everything. But before that also, I did take these pads to India, where my friendly labs were there who can help me to test these pads free. Because here I came to know it's only Nairobi Hospital does those days before the KEPS have all this. And they were charging about 200,000 to 300,000 shilling. I can't recall the price, but it was out of my pocket, my budget. So I said, I can't afford this. What other way? So I used to travel for my personal reason to India, and I used to carry all the time and look for that doctor who can help me where the lab is. You know, you're fishing in the ocean. You don't know which one is who now. But look at this, how things work, Josephine. When you keep trying, it does work towards you also.
Yeah.
And I just, after policy, then I just sent these pads to the KEPS, and I said, I want KEPS for these pads.
Yeah.
Out of blue, they accepted my kit, and then definitely it takes time to go through the process because now it's a lab process, right? They do the testing and everything, and report are done. But before report done, there's one thing they do. They come to the workshop and do the what do you call the need checkup? That how hygienic it is, how are we managing,
The need
how
assessment
clean
report.
it's a need assessment, but for the KEPS officers to satisfy that they are made in a good condition. Yeah. So officer came, and then as usual, my tailor mama has offered him lunch because it was lunchtime. That lunch I'll never forget. That hospitality we have in African, I will never forget.
Sip the tea.
Yes, so he sat there, and I got chance now to talk more and more because he was eating. So I educated him that what people are doing out there, what it should be done, and what is my learning is in almost 12 years because I got last year my KEPS. You know what he says? He said, because we are men, nobody is educating us this. Even if we are KEPS officer, what you educate us, we will not know because we don't go through this unless woman talks to us. See how when I said earlier, woman needs to speak.
What difference it makes.
Yeah, you need to speak. When I spoke, he said, thank you for educating me. He went back to his office, and next day he made a call. He said, Madam, thank you for educating me. And I educated my other people in my office and
That's
said,
very
guys,
good.
this is, you need to know. In that same call, he said, can you join our team? I said, what do you need exactly me to join your team? I said, what exactly that means? He said, we need to have a statistic which you're holding. We need you to come on a board to help us to to educate other men also, and also to give us your input, so it's been valued when we are setting up the standards. So they adopted me as a technical officer for KEPS. So now I do give my input. I am one of the input in a menstrual health generally now in any product. And we are developing now iOS standards now. So now I sit with UNEP and I'm contributing there. So these are the stages where I have seen that I actually made an impact. You know, I live with someone, at least work done, and they will step up from there to next level.
The ripple effect
Yeah.
continues beyond you, and you create a community of believers and educated people who can then pass the message that you started.
Yeah, so that's why the KEPS was important. And in few weeks, I got my KEPS license. I could not believe, Josephine. 7 years of journey, and you see something out of blue. And now I say about all the story, but that time I was like, okay, it has come, it's fine.
But when you say it like this, you do realize it's not out of the blue. It is the work of the 7 years accumulating and resulting into that moment.
But it's a drive which I was carrying in my heart. Because just when you go to the ground, and when you see in my inbox, in my social media, and I said, these girls are asking me question. She could have easily gone to the gynecologist. She could have easily had access to conversation with a mom. But is their mom ready to talk to her? Do we have a time? Or we just said, let's go to the doctor and doctor will explain what the cycle is about. Or let her talk to her friends and school teach. Yeah. But biologically what happened is her pattern of period almost will be close to the mother's period pattern. And nobody can teach that.
Yeah.
You have to teach. You have to have that dinner table conversation to your daughters.
And did you, because now it goes beyond just, kufunga pad on a panty.
Yeah.
It goes to understanding that menstrual hygiene, the health part of it, the cycles, and helping girls who come to you to seek that understanding. Did you find yourself wanting to now go back, maybe study a little bit more on it? Or is this something that you had already existing knowledge about?
No, as a woman, definitely I had that knowledge,
yes,
right?
The natural one.
Natural one. And then what happened in the COVID time, I started worried about girls because now girls are in the house. Mm-hmm. See, earlier we said government provide pads in a school. Mm-hmm. Schools were closed. Mm-hmm. So how are the girls managing it? So something I've done is on my phone only, my own personal line. By then I was not registered. I started sending message with the data number I collected. Like example, when I go to the schools, I see I collect that ABC girl and this is a phone number and I've given them the pads, right? I picked up those numbers and I started broadcasting the, the bulk messages about menstrual cycle. I said, let me keep at least these girls in the house, at least informed.
Educated.
Yes. What happened is in our rural area, they have only one phone as a family. And when girls were in the house, they had access to that phone. And I understand this, how it happens, because I've been interacted with them and they say, Madam, I'm giving you the phone number, but only holiday time, please talk or I'll able to talk to you. Because we only allowed to have one phone in a family and everybody used that family. So when I was broadcasting that message, I realized that girls started asking me more questions. And there were more professional questions where I was limited. And I said, what next? Yeah. I started looking for gynecologist doctor. And definitely first has to be my own doctor and said, Doctor, please, help. I have these 5 questions, help me. Yeah. And they used to help me in pandemic time and I used to help the girls back. So that's how.
And what about when the messages got to the phone?
Parents.
Was there that linkage? The girls would then get the message, or was
no,
there?
I had a threat actually. Actually, there were a few parents who picked up and said, please stop brainwashing our daughters.
What?
Yes. They didn't wanted me to talk to, but I was only SMSing. I never made that phone call. Yeah. But just when those are the times I have seen toughest myself also how to manage. I did not know because there were some girls used to send me messages and say, Madam, next week I will be married off. Please save me. Everything was locked. I didn't know whom to reach out. Since then, I said partners on the grounds are very important now. even if it's anything, somebody can action it up and help at least to family to understand. So yes, I did used to get the threat from the parents. I said, stop sending this message, otherwise I'll report you. But
Out of your limits at
it
that
was
point.
that point I was out of my limit, but I was doing it still. I said, I don't care the one message, but let me save other girls. So I think if you want to help or support anyone,
You will
able to. Yeah.
You brought some kits.
Yes.
Let's see how the reusable towels look like and how we use them.
So what happened is, this is a waterproof pouch. Okay. This is this pouch came much later. Before that, the idea was to save that one girl. You know, when you build up the funding, then you make it more and more practical, add more element to it. Because this kit also, you will able to easily add underwear, you can add Vaseline, you can you can put it bar soap also here. But the primary product is pads. And that's how I packed it up. So this is a waterproof pouch. I've actually put very basic information in case anybody look for us or what it is inside. I had to put the zip because nowadays young girls are receiving menstrual cycle. And this is how the pads looks, Josephine.
We can zoom into this so that we get a closer look.
Yeah. So what I've done, before I used to do this 6 pads. It never used to be this one.
Okay.
But then I realized that girls' cycles are changing. And they do also get heavy period, or at night they're a little bit sensitive. They might stay in the bed. So I started putting them the large. So these are the 6 pads. Okay. I normally say these are the day wear or this is night wear. Or I can say this one is a light period and heavy period. So this is how they look. I will show you the one which is heavy period. It has a button. And I want to show you also, because there is no glue here. Remember, these are the pads which is plastic free, Josephine. So this is the undergarment. You place this pad here. And then you close it with the button.
So just the same way we stick with the
other one,
elastic,
we stick it here with the glue.
Side, and this one looks more firm.
Yeah, it's more firm and it sits very tight. Okay, and this is how they wear it. And this pad, they can easily wear it 4 to 5 hours. Depends on their flow again. Okay. That's why we give them 6. In case that specific day flow is heavy, she might want to change very often. But hygienically, you have to change pad at least every 4 to 5 hours, maximum 6 hours. Okay. So let's say a girl is in a school, she's not able to wash this. So we teach them also how to fold this. This actually I do with the girls practically. So we said remove it from your underwear. Yeah. Remember, this is the place where we have collected the blood. Everything is clean, yeah. It's a new underwear. No, it's new underwear, so don't worry. So this is where we have collected the period blood. Because sometimes it's liquidy, but sometimes lumpy also. Yes. So there's a way you have to fold this pad, right? You fold it halfway here, and then you fold it from down towards up, the half. Now you take the side wings to close this pad. So they normally seal it like this, They close it like this, right? And then you put it inside this pouch. Remember, this pouch is waterproof.
At this point, the weight is not too heavy for it to stain the others in there?
No. Okay. But you're not putting others here now. Because other you are wearing, this is the used one now, which is going inside.
So that's why this is waterproof.
Yeah, it's waterproof. To make sure it goes here, you zip this. Now this is easy to store it anywhere, even in a uniform pocket or in a bag. It's not going to stain, it's not going to smell. Okay. In our training, we teach girls that same day in the evening, when they go for shower, they have to take this to wash it. Okay. Same day. Right? So when she goes in the evening,
they are likely to use 2 to 3.
2 to 3, depends on the flow.
Okay.
Yeah. So when she goes home, she need to wash this. So when she goes for the shower, she will remove it from here. Yeah. She'll open this, take a small quantity of water. This is actually we teach them. Soak this pad there. By the time they take shower and wear a fresh pad, this is ready to wash. Remove the first water, will be all blood, because that's what we have collected here. Remove that water, all the blood, and throw that water in a bathroom. Now you take a fresh water. And any detergent she has, If it's Omo powder, it's okay. If you have a Panga soap, sunlight bar, it's okay. You wash this as normal as your uniform. Wash it, rinse it through the clean water, dry it under the sun.
Okay.
When you want to remove it from the sun, you check this area especially. Because this is the area we have done multiple layer of cotton material where we make it leak proof.
Okay.
Check this area is dry very well, remove it from the sun,
But
close
then,
it.
If it's sun dry, that means they need to have a set for the following day because it may not, depending on the weather, dry overnight.
Normally it does not. It normally overnight it doesn't dry. That's why I'm telling you.
Or you have
If I've used
because,
if I've used this, if I've used this in the evening, I will wash this, right? See, at night I'll wear this. I still have two to go. Okay? So that's how we packed it as a 6. And then they store it in a clean area and wait for the next month for next period to come.
Okay.
But despite this, there's something special I've done. This is a booklet now. I've designed it myself because girls do ask me a question about menstrual cycle, about hygiene, about how to manage period pain. Just when you'll be so surprised, almost 99% girls manage their menstrual pain with the painkiller.
Yes.
Because
there other ways?
There's only one person who will say, I'll drink hot water, warm water.
Go to the hot water bottle.
Yeah, but these are only 1% somewhere. So we have written here about how to manage period pain naturally.
Could we go through some
Yes,
of those
you can go through.
I am very interested because also the only way I know it's painkillers.
Yeah. So
okay, not the only way I know, it's the only way I do it's
yeah.
painkillers.
So one thing, let me take you back. So do light exercise. Yeah. Then we say the massage in the area where the cramp is. Right?
The lower belly.
Yeah. Drink warm water. Then we say rest and relax also. If you're in a pain, rest a bit.
Speaking of rest, though, I'm assuming it's a school day, it's a work day.
Yeah.
And I know that this is still not very common, but we have seen the county government of Nairobi introduce the 2 days of menstrual leave without any questions, without any leave applications.
Yeah.
Is it something that you feel should be encouraged across?
Yes, it should be, because it's not only to relax period time. There are days she cannot manage her menses because they are very heavy, and she's not going to perform also at the workplace because she's constantly watching her period now.
And the pain is not
And
joke.
the pains
I was telling my colleagues the other day, we need to do a stimulation of period pain.
I do have that machine
in the workplace.
No.
Because I think sometimes it's until someone feels
then
1% of what happens that they will actually appreciate.
They'll
I don't think it
understand.
is actually really appreciated when a girl says, I have period cramps. Alafu mtu anakuuliza, anakuambia ni cramps tu. It's not just cramps.
It's not cramps.
Guys, it's not just...
Is the bleeding with cramps and then also with hormonal. So all this takes place.
Yeah? Mtu anakuambia akona moods.
You know what? Actually, I have heard saying that, leave her, she's in her period.
Yep. Even when you're not.
That is even if you are not. Yes.
It is related
you've been
period
really
hormones.
put that way.
Yes.
But let me tell you something, Josephine, also. This is little study I have done in my little capacity. Men also go through hormonal change. Yeah? They do have emotion to share. They do go to that once in a month, or maybe twice in 1 month, or once in 2 months, that they don't want to talk to anybody. They want to also corner themselves and say, it's my time. They do go through also. So
it's
men needs
it
to be
doesn't come with the
understood
pain.
also.
Yes.
And
that's the only difference.
yeah, and 100% girls, when I talk about period pain and they say they manage with the medicine, they say they just go to the pharmacy, pick up any painkiller and take it. Then I asked them question back. I said, then do you think there is a doctor in your pharmacy? He said, no. Then I said, who decided which company painkiller or which strength is good for you? Where is the problem? What problem it is? Then they realize that this is wrong we are doing. We are supposed to go to the doctor. Then doctor prescribes anything, and then you go to the pharmacist. Because any medicine we take, it has a side effect.
But what about the cost of seeing the doctor?
That's the thing. But even without going to the doctor and buying it out from the pharmacy, and then you have a side effect, that cost will come the other way.
So then do we also need to have an approach where the pharmacists themselves are educated about period pains and what works with what, so that they're able to give
Yes,
that
we need
advice?
to. We need to. Just remember earlier we said even pharmacies have been tied up. They can't talk anything about menstrual cycle. Should we start putting one nurse in that pharmacy? Should be compulsory?
Yeah.
Because women do go mostly. These are all the gaps we need to look. Food for thought. We need to start looking into it. Or what is the other way that we normalize the conversation between the woman and a man? Because other side of counter is a man most of the time, and this side is a woman.
Research then that can give
Yeah.
recommendations of what works with what level of pain, what works with when you have these conditions, existing health conditions.
But normally I says, because of the lifestyle, the pains are different. But natural, normal period pain, you will able to manage it naturally also. Drinking warm water, eating healthy food, taking little rest, asking for help. If you have been given a tough task to lift something, you can easily ask for help. Don't go quiet then and say, let me get it done. Yeah.
I will try your ways, Aruna.
You should. The last time
I tried, I almost died.
The other one, the last one you should try, Josephine, is I'm talking two things here: how to manage naturally, but also with the lifestyle. Okay. Yeah. The one thing I have seen, and it works also, is stop taking tea and coffee those days. It has a caffeine. It increases your pain. When natural pain goes to the artificial pain, then you need artificial support. Simple as that also.
Is that so?
Yes. For 2 to 3 days only. I'm not saying before or after. New? Yeah, try it. It's you have to try it to understand this, that how it's helping you.
But any type of tea or coffee.
Yes, just because it has a caffeine. Yeah, any other warm water is okay. Milk is fine, no problem. But yeah, try it also. It helps. Taking rest, period rest actually, especially school place, even if 1 or 2 days you don't get the leave, if teacher allowed that girl to rest it out 1 hour in that corner, she'll able to recover herself. That 1 hour is important.
Let's address employers and schools, because that message has been given to you.
And the last page here, I've designed it. It has a chart.
Period calendar.
You have
to track your days.
Your calendar. Yeah. Yes, your period calendar. Yeah. Nobody does that. And this one is for every girl. Even me and you or anybody else. We just write the date, but we don't track it. How many days, what was my flow. No, we don't. And it's very important because whenever you go to the doctor, the first thing they ask you is your period pattern.
When is the last time you had your period?
Yeah. How is your pattern? Yeah. And you don't remember 5-6 months date. It's impossible.
Start looking at your calendar back. Yeah. And some of us actually say about 2 weeks ago. You can't remember.
Oh, when I traveled to Mombasa, I was. See, those are not the accurate.
Remembering the things that were around that time. Yeah,
so this is a book which I designed it myself, and now every girl receives it. So it's a first-hand education.
Comes with the pack.
Yes. Okay. So this is how the kit looks. And this kit lasts for 2 years. The benefits is plastic-free. So once the life is over, it takes also almost only 2 to 3 months to decompose. Where the other one takes 800 years. We have seen it online.
So the environmental impact
is
as well.
Yeah. It's also because for 2 years you're not looking for parts, it saves money.
And speaking to employers and let's say school administrations, you have mentioned that rest is one of the reasons. And the county government of Nairobi has done what many have not dared to do, provide 2 days, which is the normal, because for most girls, I think less than 50% go for 3 days. Majority of girls go for 5 to 6 days. 7 days. Yeah. So 2 days out for a month is the reasonable thing to do. But let's be very honest, without like a policy that supports that as a mandatory thing, it's not going to be adopted by many. But we can start somewhere.
Yes.
We can start somewhere.
Yes. And I'm happy that at least county government adopted those policies. And 2 days is good enough because, as we said, even if your cycles are 7 days or 6 days, there are 2 days in those 6 days there where you either have a heavy flow or either you have a lot of cramps. Yeah. Not every day is a same pattern, same flow, size of flow. So yes, 2 days is
Especially
good.
day
Yeah.
2 and day 3 for most.
Every girl has a different
Every
days,
girl is
Josephine. Also,
different, I think.
there's a girl who has a first day where she totally breaks down because of a hormonal imbalance. And there are those days where third day she'll say, I'm not able to even stand up from my sofa and I'll have to sit in one place. So yes, there are different days in a cycle. So that depends on the girl now, or a woman.
Yeah, and providing some safe spaces for them. If as an organization you're not able to give to provide for the 2 days or even 1 day, provide some safe spaces so that a girl can get some even an hour or two when it's really intense to go and rest
But
it
I
out.
think, Josephine, we have to first normalize that conversation in office also.
Yeah.
Because majorities are men, or even if it's half and half. But if you're not sharing with the men that I'm in this space and I need a little bit support here, men will not able to help you. So even company needs to adopt some kind of policy where they can have a conversation or workshop with their staff or employees. It's very important.
And in schools as well.
In school is actually we need it from the younger classes now. So yes, schools and teachers also, the one who are mentoring our youth.
Yeah.
Is very important.
Yeah.
And I've seen also that goes to the teachers, goes to the ministries also. We need to educate our people. I will not blame only a government and did we actually put the right initiative there also to fix the problem? Government can come through, but also we need to come halfway somewhere to help them.
Yeah, and speak up as
And
individuals.
break the silence. Yes, that's why in my organization I have a volunteers team, and who is my board member also now officially sits on the board. They are just the gender balance. And they don't only sit on a document as a gender balance. They speak and they advocate out there for menstrual health also. Recently, I did one event in Kisumu County in a partnership with the Red Cross and Roundtable organization. And that workshop, I make sure there is only men on the poster. Josephine, when I shared that poster on my social media and I started getting the feel that what people are reacting, that why only men, I shared it in my other common groups. Nowadays WhatsApp groups are also very handy. Yeah. So I shared it in many WhatsApp group and I said, see, the idea was not to everybody to invite to come to Kisumu. Yeah. But idea is to everybody to also change the narrative around and start seeing something that men can do also. The comment I got is said that, why there are only men speaking about menstrual cycle? Where is the woman here? Or even that man came forward and put the comment on my social media, said, this is what we need to see. This is what we need to do to change the conversation. So I get both kind of reactions. The one who was made a little bit said, why there is no woman, was the woman was talking. And I felt that you have a man immediate in your life, isn't it? Now, first man is your father. Maybe you missed up that conversation, right? Your dad never shared and you never had confidence to share with your dad, right? The second person is your brother. You might have 10% chances you share it because now education also and in social media, everything you see, but you'll not get the full conversation. The third man is your husband or a boyfriend. Yeah. Are you going to stop? Until when you're going to stop not to share? The son. And then there is a son.
And the cycle continues.
And cycle continue. So that woman who has 3 men around her, she should be the first one to break that silence. Yeah. Because she's the one who received it. Yeah. So when I received this comment on my social media and said, why there are only men talking about menstrual cycle and they are not even receiving any menses, you see? But people are reading so differently. And that poster, when I saw that comment, Josephine, I was unstoppable. Even if I was tired, I was sharing it everywhere. I was broadcasting it everywhere. I said, even if my event is successful or not successful, I want this poster to be out there. And they were all 3 men. You should go back and watch that poster. And I didn't realize in the first step that what I'm doing, but I just put it because Tim was going with me and I said, men should lead this one now. Yeah. And I was just training my team and also putting frontline. I said, it's time for you to speak. Though they do speak, but conference they've never done. So it was like a platform. And I said, okay, I will stand behind you, but not on the poster. Yeah. Let only men go on the poster. My God. it's anything, little thing you do, people are watching out there.
People are watching and people
And
are
you
ready
have
to
to
give
do it
you their
correct.
opinions.
Yeah, you have to do correct. Can you believe till today, when I go to the some of the county and I interact with the school girl, they still think periods are blue
What do you mean?
because they have seen the marketing pads do is they pour the liquid which is blue.
Oh my god.
It's so disheartening. And I said,
I don't even.
I
It's,
said,
it's not
which one?
funny, but
It's not funny.
It just reminded
but
me of the advertisement as well.
Yes.
And there's a day that my daughter asked, like, why do they lie that you can just wake up and you're in your crumbs and jump around because you're wearing pad ABC,
See?
brand ABC.
Now think about psychological what those children are thinking.
Yeah.
Like the way your daughter asked, this is
Yeah.
not normal. What are you showing?
Yeah.
That child will never watch or believe in any advertise. Yeah, and then we are saying this is
Because
a
it's
medical
not
product.
reality.
It's not reality.
No.
I actually had to make a placard and say my period is red, not blue. And I hate to do
Periods
that.
are red,
Periods
guys.
are red. So how do you advertise blue? But now it's changing. But what the damage we have done, how are we going to fix it?
Yeah.
All these years we are
So
showing.
this has to really be approached from a multi
Yes.
level.
Everybody
has
needs to be very
give the right
practical.
information, create the right communication messages,
Yeah.
educate the right information, and build confidence around everybody. Build
Yes.
confidence around the girls, around the moms to be able to have those conversations, around the men to be able to support, understand, and even support where need be. It's not an Aruna thing. You're
It's
doing your
not,
part, but
yeah. In fact, when I go to the schools, I normally covers about 1,500 to 2,000 girls in that county. Depends on size of funds I have. In each setting I do for the education on menstrual health, if I see the 5 girls who has a personality of leadership, I make sure I empower those 5 to leave them to at least support other hundreds they're sitting with.
Yeah.
Despite that, I said, how do I amplify my work? Means, how do I make it sustainable? Because every year I target 10,000 to 15,000 girls, okay? That's where I believe in my capacity. I can manage this much because of funding. There's room to do more, but because of funding. And I said, end of year, when I finish my target, and I see on my data, the waiting list is still growing to the other side. See, if I have 60,000 girls, if I've completed 15,000, see, it should reduce.
Yep.
I have more.
You have more coming up.
Yeah, because more coming, because more counties
The need
requesting.
is bigger
The
and
need is
bigger and
big.
bigger.
So I said, how can I finish this? Because I started something to support and make it sustainable.
Speaking
And
of
then-
starting, did you realize that you were actually doing this when you started, or
I didn't realize, because I was, when I started this 13 years ago, I was owning a school. I was running my own school, managing my school, my young 2 children, and being in an Asian community, family. I have an extended family. I used to manage all this. We all have all our own duties as a woman. And then same time, my family was very supportive though. But still, when I started this, when I saw girls are dropping out of school, and I understand what the value they were missing out, even if it's a half an hour of school time, especially in Kenyan curriculum space, the curriculums are so compressed, a girl cannot afford to even miss out 1 hour or one period. It's not possible. She'll miss out on a lot of things. And to
so
build
you
that
started small scale just to assist a girl or two?
Yes, and then she, remember again, the education level is so low. For her to cover up 2 hour study or a whole day study next day is not possible. So next thing will happen what? Either she'll give up or she'll fail, and the family will give up on her.
Yep.
Yeah, because if you have to repeat the whole year, family can't afford it. Or they said now your age is passing by, and then whatever the reasons,
You get married.
she'll be out from the school. So I said, how can I keep that girl into the school? And looking back at myself, how I manage my menses, not because I cannot afford it, but because organically, that's what I was taught by my mom, that you need to use a piece of material, which has to be clean and washed and kept properly. Simple as that. So what I did is just given the little bit more practicality to that piece of cloth and put the button and layer it multiple to make it leak proof. Very simple. And then when I did, it was 3 girls. A journey started with 3 girls, because when I saw that girls are missing out in school, I said, I made a pad collected cotton material in my house only, because I had no confidence even cotton can be the one material I can use. You see, I was trying out everything. I created those 3 pads and I gave it to 3 immediate women which I was working with day to day. One was my children's nanny, second my school children's nanny, and the third one was my gatekeeper's wife. When they gave me the feedback, I went onto the social media and I actually talked about it and I showed that this is what I've done, because that time I never thought we are growing this big.
Yeah.
I thought it's a small success is what we need to share. Because if I want to save that girl, this is the immediate platform I have to share it and make sure they have been at least learning from this somewhere.
Yeah.
That when my own community watched, because we do have a myths and taboos also. Our community came forward to support the project and said, okay, now they started bringing the funding and then everything happened. But for 4 years, I was just doing it in my free time.
For fun.
Not really
Not
for fun, but free time.
For like very small scale.
Yes.
To,
It wasn't
as something
still.
that I can. It's like when a cloth it's torn and I can mend this. It's
Yeah,
very
no, but
quickly.
it didn't. It grew to the space where textile people came together and say, Aruna will give you material. The tailoring people came forward and they said, we will stitch for you free. It was not small. But I never thought myself registering an organization. I was just engraved so much to make sure that 5 girl I see there needs to go in a school. This one too, go in a school. That is how the small step started. And even without registration, I was still impacting 4,000 to 5,000 girls in a year. In my holiday time.
Yeah.
Because I was running school, when my school break for holiday, then I have that time to do it. And because I was running a private school, my calendar was not clashing with the Kenyan curriculum calendar. So I managed. Comes to pandemic time, when I started receiving a support internationally, then we said that we need to register this because we can't receive funds in our private accounts.
Capacity.
And then I saw the room. And the moment I registered and I had a board and everything, Josephine, every step, every stage, I have learned something new, because I never knew there is something called NGO. I never knew that you need a board. I never knew there are policies and institution and constitution and all these things. Every time I come across of documents of 4 or 5 pages and I feel like, oh no, how am I going to deal with these ones? But I'm learning.
Yeah.
I understand the data protection all for the children because I have run my own school, so I understand those licenses are in the place. I believe into the rules and regulations are there out there to manage, and that's how I build it, and it become now it's a beautiful big baby now.
And now you're launching a product in the supermarket.
I'm about to launch. Yes,
Look at it.
Yeah. So that's the package. Again, here is a lot of psychological learning, Josephine, because I want to see how people are seeing this product also. As we said earlier, if you give a single-use pad and reuse pad, a girl will always go for the fancy item.
Yeah.
That's how we have been brought up always, right? We want to look classy, we want to be, but we don't realize the impact. We don't realize the health damage we are looking or facing. What we do next is go to the doctor. But what if you change this only and you manage yourself, right? So yes, there's a lot of psychological thought about this, that what color should be a packet and all these things. And because we are almost first one to put it in a supermarket, I'm curious to know now also how people are looking at the product.
And especially
and
now
sensitive.
you're not just you're looking at any level of economic affordability and sustainability.
Yes.
So you're also looking at me as a corporate girl.
Yes.
And I'm just wondering, if I buy this kit, then is it sustainable for me as well in the office, out there, up and about?
Yes.
Or is it okay to also balance with whichever other product that I use?
So what happened is, there's a reason why also single-use pads were innovated. I will not say it's a failure.
Yeah.
But what we have done is we adopted day to day, every day we are wearing those pads whenever we are in our menses. You are supposed to wear when you are not well, when you are traveling in a space where you can't change or manage yourself or can't carry something with you back. That's why those pads were innovated. But what we did is we adopted the
full-time,
misused.
the
only full-time and we have misused the innovation. That's why the problem is. That's why the period pains are unbearable. Now we have allowed other product to come in a market which are also low quality, because we have opened the business for them.
Yeah.
That's
It's
why.
about money.
It's about money now. Yeah.
In the long term, looking at the economic impact of this innovation that you have, and we have already mentioned about, when girls are in school, then that changes their families, that changes their community. Looking at the bigger picture, for organizations, for communities, then what is the picture that you have? And I want to say this because you've been out there in the world, you've been recognized, you hold the HSC and the Heroes Award. People have actually understood and appreciated what you're doing. What is the bigger picture for you as we come to the end of the conversation?
The bigger picture is to have every county few Arunas there to sustain themselves. I don't need to go back. And I've started working on it also. And make it period friendly world, not period poverty. Make it period friendly. Make that education available for a girl. Skill our girls how to make their own pads. So they don't look up to any government, don't look up to me, don't look for this kind of conversation. They should make their own pad and manage their menses. It's very much possible. I have done this in a partnership with the Red Cross. I started tailoring a workshop with them in every county level. And now those are my actors on the ground. They go to the schools and teach our girls how to make their own pads. End period poverty by educating the girls, providing the skills they require, and sustainability solution. Only one thing, giving money, you can't end period poverty. Money is not the only solution.
Yeah.
We all need to come together in all these three areas.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't think I have anything else to add. You have had it all from Aruna Varsani, Doctor. Asante sana for coming to this set, for giving us the real stories, for giving us the impact, for showing us what is happening on the ground and what we can do by playing our little big part in the conversation around menstrual hygiene. Thank you for staying with us. I hope you have learned a thing or two. I hope that you'll be able to have this conversation more confidently going forward. And I hope that you can also share your feedback, your thoughts with us through our social media pages. Feel free to look out for the product on the market as well, on the supermarket, and try it out. Let us know how you think about it. Thank you. And this has been a circular conversation. I've been your host, Josephine Owira. Until next time, ciao.
Brought to you by CH Studios, creating content that connects.